Democratic Party today issued a request to the police for the development of the protest on Saturday, scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. but without a determined finishing time, while Lulzimbasha once again called on all citizens to join him. From Administrative Unit Number 8 in the capital, where he held a conversation with citizens, Veliaj said that the opposition is trying to hinder negotiations with the European Union through the production of fake tapes and the development of protests. It's difficult to forget Mirdita, the woman from Mirdita who put Parliament to tears during her speech about her home village. 6 months later, she leads a project to support the realisation of potential in the area. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 24th of May 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country, translated into English. The opposition has submitted the request to the police for the development of Saturday's protest. The protest is scheduled to begin at 11 o'clock. However, the request does not specify a scheduled end time. The opposition's protest has been called following the publication of an audio tapping in which it is claimed that the Interior Minister, Fatmir Jafai's brother, is involved in drug trafficking. Today, the opposition again called on citizens to join the protest on May 26. Writing on his official Facebook page, opposition leader Lulzimbasha declared, "There is no future with crime in power. It is in our hands to stop them." Prime Minister Edi Rama warned that if the negotiations are not opened in June, it will be as a result of the opposition's behaviour. The statement was made in reference to how the DP and the SMI MPs at the meeting of the Council of Ministers for determining a resolution on the findings and recommendations of the European Commission report for Albania 2018 have boycotted. During his speech, Rama said that the resolution adopted only by the majority is unilateral and that this will make it difficult for the EU countries to give Albania the green light. This is the only place where there is no structured anti-European force. In this country, be you Muslim or Christian, from the north or from the south, young or old, even if one person has 1,000 differences to another, we all have the same attitude towards becoming part of the European family. The brutal breaking of this spiritual mirror of a whole people for purposes that are not related to the interests of said people is an unprecedented act of historic infidelity to this country. The driving force for the organisation of the Democratic Party of Albania was under the slogan "Albania like all Europe." However, the behaviour of the party is not in line with these values. The situation is truly unbelievable, said Edi Rama. Rama called the opposition's decision not to vote on the resolution for opening negotiations an unprecedented act of infidelity to the country. SMI leader Monica Kruemaldi said that the only way forward is to protest because there is no more hope with the current majority. Every day there is less and less hope of having the confidence that this majority can change. This majority is afraid not only of the free word, but also of anything that the citizens actually want. Today they showed once again that there is no future with this criminal group that has usurped state institutions and the parliament. There is no hope with this government produced by trafficking and gangs that not only have malnourished the Albanians, but have denigrated them and massacred them, both economically and also spiritually. The situation today in the Assembly shows that there is no solution. The only solution is not just to protest, but to overthrow and remove every criminal segment that has usurped our institutions. For the sake of truth, the Prime Minister is alone not only in his political drug cause, but is alone in facing the justice that the Albanian citizens will bring. On May 26, Albanians will be on the boulevard to tell Rama that they are against him and against his drug policies. We can be the organisers, we can be the initiators. We will do what the citizens want at Saturday's protest, said Monica Kruemaldi. During Kruemaldi's statement for the media given outside the parliament, she called on all Albanians to join the May 26 protest. Mayor of Tirana, Veliaj, has joined the meeting for the accountability tour. Veliaj, together with the Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs, Ditmir Bushati, visited the Administrative Unit Number 8 of the capital city. Veliaj urged the opposition not to sabotage Albania's integration with fake tapes or unnecessary protests. For those who make fake tapes that call for protests that are fighting with the same intensity that they did against the playgrounds, Bazariri and Skanderberg Square, just look back and see how all the objectives of their fights today are the awarded hard work we have completed in Tirana. I want to remind everyone who genuinely thinks that by burning the country, sabotaging Albania by preventing integration, you will see that you are wrong. Those who call for protests to destroy Tirana, to destroy Albania, were once in power in Tirana and in Albania, and we saw what they could and couldn't do. Therefore, it is very important that we all support Edi Rama, support the government, the MPs, the ministers, and to demonstrate to them that we are a working team and that we can lead the country in the right direction to the European Union, said Veliaj. Meanwhile, the Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs, Ditmir Bushati, said that the projects launched by Edi Rama for Tirana, thanks to the work of the Mayor and his team, have been progressing forward. Tirana is very fortunate because as of 3 years ago, it was once again under our administration. And the projects launched by Edi Rama, thanks to the work of Veliaj and the municipal team, have been moving forward. We have the opportunity to show everyone that where the power is administrated by us, we can witness progress. We have the opportunity to generate more political support and more citizen support for all the projects we undertake. The majority said that we need to be united facing this very important moment in the path to the EU for Albania. The government will reduce taxes for the agro-tourism sector in order to assist in its promotion. This was confirmed by the Tourism and Environment Minister, Blendi Klosi, during a visit to a horse farm in Duracastra. We have a fiscal package that will soon go to the Parliament and will require that for agro-tourism there will be tax reductions to encourage more citizens to move forward. Even more than that, we need to have other alternatives for tourists as well, said Blendi Klosi. Well, on a visit to an agro-tourism business in Duracastra, Klosi invited all those who want to deal with this kind of tourism to take advantage of the fiscal package. According to the minister, these farms are the beginnings of the agro-tourism industry that provide the zone with development. It is in fact the whole policy that we are building since we did the urban renaissance in the city. We are developing rural renaissance by building the foundations for our rural areas where we have combined nature attractions as well as country productions and entertainment for tourists, said Blendi Klosi. The Tourism and Environment Minister emphasised that Duracastra has the opportunities to develop as a diverse tourism base that includes not only natural beauties and cultural heritage, but also agro-tourism and family-friendly tourism. Six months ago, Mirdita gave a powerful speech that brought on tears in the Parliament. Now she has been put in charge of a concrete initiative to help the village. The focus of the project is set to be the area from where she comes, as part of a broader project for animating rural development in the local community of the Mirdita municipality. Mirdita says that this initiative aims at encouraging Mirdita's citizens to contribute to their country instead of abandoning it. We aim for Mirdita's citizens to come together and create groups, joint actions for the benefit of each of us. This area offers more than you think. You just have to gather and discover its qualities, said Mirdita. The Albanian National Rural Development Coordinator, Evelina Hazizaj, says that the territory of Mirdita has enormous potential, but requires the participation and contribution of all. Let's bring about this philosophy and develop a common agricultural policy in line with that of the European Union, said Evelina Hazizaj. The 35-year-old local spoke to the Assembly on the occasion of an activity to support agriculture in the villages with the demands that were very simple: roads, water and schools. In this regard, across many villages there is still work to be done, while the initiative aims to enable the development of the potential of rural areas of Mirdita. Tourists from all over the world visit Karavasta Park in Albania for the wetlands and rich variety of wildlife. But one resident in particular attracts more attention than others, according to the writings of the prestigious news agency Reuters, a curly pelican named John Malko. 2 years ago, the pelican was found with an injured wing, and despite the park rangers taking care, he did not regain his ability to fly, which also left the pelican unable to hunt. Park officials called the pelican John and gave the Malko surname in honour of the guard who took the most care of him. Also known as the Dalmatian pelican, it is one of the heaviest bird species with a wingspan of 3.5 metres. John is believed to have spawned in the saltwater lagoon of Karavasta before he hurt his wing. Now he lives near the main office of the park, far from the other Dalmatian pelicans, which are known for their curly feathers on their heads. John has his little basin where he bathes and stays to be admired by visitors. In the evenings, he sleeps near the park's dog kennels, and the guards believe he does this to protect himself from predatory animals. About 120 Dalmatian pelicans live in the Divjaka Karavasta lagoon, according to the Ornithological Association of Albania. The species is listed as half threatened by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Ora News, thank you and good night.